Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. This is Daily Trading Analysis with a quick market update for today, Monday, 29th of January. We are almost done with January and starting the week with no news Monday. We only got Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index way lower than the previous one, minus 27, showing that manufacturing is still cooling down, still minus and negative. But the big thing for this week is basically Wednesday's FOMC. Everyone is watching FOMC. We are supposed to be at hold time, not interest rate cut. And let's see what happens, because market expectations are still pricing in a really aggressive rate cut path ahead. So having said that, let's now jump straight into the charts, because basically on Friday, we got this divergence and then the move lower. So we dump quite a bit and into the close. So we have to really pay attention to what happened yesterday. And basically is that we didn't take this liquidity, and in the overnight, we took that and bounced. So remember when I said, be careful, down here might provide some kind of support. And into the overnight, I was really watching what happens in London, because we started the overnight quite bullish and then consolidated until 3. This is the London Open. And then we push higher and we grab the first liquidity from Friday. But let's check the 15-minute, because the 15-minute has a really massive 15-minute fair value gap that held during the overnight here, and we just broke into this massive consolidation after the open. What is next? Well, Friday's high in both NQ and also on the ES. On the ES, we have this massive liquidity up here that we've been trying to hunt slowly. Now is waking up. But be mindful that we are really consolidating up here. The next liquidity is this. I think the potential it's not worth it for now. The move was down here, and I really got this trade after the open. All this liquidity really similar to Friday. You remember when it was not Friday, it was exactly Friday. This was the liquidity during overnight, and then we pushed all these low resistance. So during the open, look at this, the same kind of low resistance liquidity that we then started to have buy sell liquidity. And that's basically what I try to do, targeting pre-market highs and into this move with manipulation from all these lows during the overnight. Look at this, they swipe that, and then rejection, manipulation move, fair value gap, tapped into, and then my risk established. Risk 10 points, target this liquidity up here, and basically I got it. I got the 48, basically the $1,000 move, and then we got this massive consolidation throughout 2.5 hours. Then we broke out. Once we ran through this inverse, I knew that we were going to hunt this and most probably this. That's why I think we are in a position to really hunt this liquidity, but the risk is just skewed to the downside. If we reject this and start to do this kind of thing, there's a lot of potential also to the downside. So the really trade was down here on this push, liquidity, consolidation, and then the next move. Up here is just chasing highs of days. So be really careful into the power hour, into the afternoon, because dollar was really hunting also liquidity to the downside. Look at this, but we are pretty near of this fair value gap. And the Russell is, look at this, it took the liquidity. Google took the liquidity, Nvidia took the liquidity, but Nvidia is just pushing and pushing. Meta also took liquidity and is now consolidating up here, so we don't really know. Apple is also pushing. I think this liquidity is I mean, it can or cannot. So it's a 50-50 right now. It's quite skewed, the risk to the downside. That's why I don't like this. I really prefer the manipulation move, the real clear, and then into the fair value gap or the pullback. So that's my setup. That's what works best for me. And I don't see it here. It's just grinding, grinding, grinding. And perhaps we don't touch here. Who knows? I think the target for liquidity is up here, but you can just buy high of days into a 10, no, not even 10, it's 5 points. So what else? If we really push this liquidity, I think we are in a position on the daily. Let me just see it here. We are in a position in which we just try to go lower, and then these highest days, these two are converted into liquidity. So into the 1 hour, if we take these highs from here, we have this one, and then there's no fair value gap in this 1 hour. The next one is this 1 hour into the 5 minute, and all this liquidity up here. So let's see what happens on the 30 minute. I think perhaps no gap. Up here is the only one. So a lot of potential also to the upside. I really was bearish today, and you have to really be nimble and flexible with your bias. And I changed my bias once we saw this manipulation into the overnight, and then the really nice setup into the open, after the open. So let's see what happens. But as always, be really careful into the power hour. There's a lot of days left on the week. We will have plenty of opportunities, FOMC, and we have more news coming, earnings, Apple, Microsoft, Google. I mean, there's no rush. Right now, I think it's not worth. The risk ratio is not there. So that's all from my side. As always, thank you for your time. If you found this video useful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, because I upload videos every single day like this one for market forecast, market updates, and market recap. If you didn't check my weekly recap on Saturday, please give it a check. Put your comments down below if you want to include some content in those weekly recaps. Thank you for watching them. And as always, remember, discipline, patience, risk management are your best friends and are your key for your success. Stay safe, everyone, and see you tomorrow.